Welcome to On the Chain. This is Chip, of course, here with co-host Jeff. What's going on, Jeff? Good morning to you, top of the morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming in from. Today, we've got an incredibly special treat. What does that look like? We have none other than two special guests today. We have Dirk, founder of one of the coolest NFT metaverse projects out there, xSPECTAR, which you know a lot about. We're going to dig in on that. And none other than the king of parody himself, herself. Who is it? We will find out. They, them, it. We're going to find out what that looks like. XRP The Standard Productions is here live on the chain. Are you guys ready? Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Okay, Jeff, where's our drum roll sound effect, by the way?
Oh,
we need that
man.
we need a drum roll. We'll just do a brrr. Okay, here we go. First of all,
drum roll.
Let's go ahead and first bring in Dirk. Dirk, welcome to On the Chain. How are you?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm fine. It's been a short night, like most nights in the past 6 months.
You've been crushing it, and the effort shows, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And of course, we'll bring in XRPP, or XRP, the standard production, today known as XRPP, the artist. So how are you?
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me, Skip?
Yeah, I can hear you, artist.
Yeah.
You're in.
And Kev, can you hear me?
Stack of books. I can hear you loud and clear.
I just have a quick question. Is this the real XRPP, or is this one of those parodies? Is this a fake XRPP? Is this a phony live stream? What I never can tell with that guy.
It's one of those, it's kind of in between that. It's not a real one, but it's kind of like it's getting there, right? So they're
Okay, so it's getting there. So this might be one of the XRPPs. We just don't quite know if it's real or not.
We don't know. I mean, I hope so. I mean, that was the thing. But what gives me some hope and confidence is that avatar, which I recognize from one of the best parody sites. And how is it that people today don't know that it's parody? I don't understand it, because every time the tweet goes out, somebody will be in there expecting that it's absolutely positively news. Like
That's the mystery of the ages. But the great thing about XRPP is that it's for the people who get the joke, it's great. For the people who don't get the joke, it's even funnier. Because they enjoy reading the comments. This is fake news. Why do you even tweet this stuff? Why do you even live? Go away.
People are so
You're
brutal.
hurting us.
Well,
I was going
to show this one. One of our favorites here. Let's see. Oh, did I lose it? It looks like I may have lost it. Man, I had it pulled up here, and apparently I don't know what happened to it. Let's see. Man, I'm gonna have to look for it again. But I had a tweet pulled up that was one of our favorites, and during the show I will find it, and we'll go ahead and do that. So, Dirk, where are you coming to us from today, by the way?
Well, I arrived in Amsterdam yesterday, so
it's always a great place there, man. Always a great place to hang out.
There's a good Irish pub over there, right?
An Irish pub.
Dirk, do you have business in Amsterdam, or are you just passing through?
No, I'm passing through. My COO has his birthday today, so I wanted to drop by only for 5 minutes to congratulate him. And my girlfriend's grandmother, she's turning almost 90, and it's been a long time, so we stopped here and we stay here for the weekend just to say.
Oh, very nice.
Well, Dirk, tell Vince that XRPP says happy birthday.
I will.
Yeah, and also from On the Chain as well. But here is one of the ones I wanted to put up here. This was one from last year, but it says, awesome time having lunch with Jeff and Chip in Miami ahead of the XRPL community meetup. Sorry to block out my face. My privacy is important to me. And of course, that's not there you are right there. So we kind of get a glimpse of you. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, that's Matt Hamilton. So
you're not supposed to expose that.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, that's one of that's.
I look like I'm half asleep there. What's going on, man?
I don't know.
What is going on?
Must have been mojitos. I don't know.
It was that huge jug of mojitos sitting on the table.
And look at this lady in the background. She's very intense on what's going on. They're just looking over there.
Why are they taking
photos?
a picture? Yeah.
But anyway, that was something fun to something fun to look at right there.
What can you remember? I'm just curious. Can you remember an article or a tweet or anything that actually got you, especially early on with XRP Productions?
Probably early days. I think the newest incarnation. What's the new one that you're associated with? What's that called?
Crypto Town Crier.
The Crypto Town Crier. I think one of the early ones of those kind of like, I was like, wait a minute, but it almost got me because the Crypto Town Crier has been, I've seen it in publications, right? So one of the trade mags. So that was kind of a funny thing. But how about you, Jeff? I think at one time, I don't think you really ever got me, but the Crypto Town Crier looked legit. I was like, this might be legit. So I think maybe that could have
Well, every one of them starts out looking legit, and then you get into it, and then you're like, oh, this is not.
Or you want to believe it, right? So that you put out some outlandish stuff out there.
Well, and I think what it does, at least a little bit, is it does make people a little bit better at discerning what's bullshit and what's not. So I hate to say that I'm doing a public service because people will slap me down, but I think in a way it does kind of harden you a little bit and make you look twice at what you should look at. Who is this from? What exactly are they saying? What is their source? What's going on here? You know, most of the stuff I post is pretty on its face, pretty ridiculous. But there's some stuff that maybe, especially with how crazy the crypto space is, maybe it might be true because we've seen some pretty crazy stories in this space that are true. But I think it makes people a little, more discerning.
Yeah, it's very true. Dirk, I wanted to, so we're excited. It's such an interesting pairing right here. It's kind of like, good cab paired with a nice food item, right? And I would say the good cab is Dirk and maybe XRP, maybe you're like a nice slice of bread. I don't know, man. But I would say that not only is xSPECTAR a really interesting project, but it may be the most interesting and best project and all of anyone's ever dreamt up as far as an NFT and metaverse project. And I have to say, where did this come from? Because, how did you dream this up? This whole idea with these agents and the fact that they look like real people, but they are not. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, it started out as most projects with two guys in a bar having an idea. Let's launch something. 1 year before we started, I started to get interested in NFTs and reading a lot about it. A couple of months later, an advisor of xSPECTAR, Panos, he directed me towards the XRPL and some starting NFT projects. I invested quite a lot in them. And after a few months, I thought that the space and the community probably deserved better, without talking down other projects, but I thought there was room for improvement. And we started out without too much knowledge, actually, but it soon developed very quickly to something very serious. And we were lucky to get the right people on board. I met Mao, or NFT artist, who is probably world authority on human-like, hyper-realistic avatars. So that's how it got started. And then we were very lucky to meet the right people, to invest quite a lot, and to work really hard. But because I really don't, I believe, because it's a fact, of course, that there is a bear market, but I never thought of it that way. Lots of people told me, why the XRPL? Why launching now? You will be never able to sell during your IDO. After we started, there was the Terra Luna disaster and the Celsius thing, and we did manage to raise almost 3.5 million XRP back then. And now with our pre-sale, I think we're all close to 4 million XRP. So 7.5 million in less than 6 months, during very difficult market conditions. I think this is the proof that hard work does pay off.
That's amazing. Those are really, really great stats. And the project, it's a testament, to what you guys are building. And like Chip was saying, Chip, I don't know if you have it pulled up or you want to pull it up, but to show off some of these NFTs, it really is amazing. And the whole overall project in the metaverse you guys are planning and building, man, there's just a ton of great things.
For that.
Yeah.
Well, we started out like having some cartoonesque NFT drawings, and then we came to the 3D high res thing, and I think that people are getting tired of apes and frogs and whatever. So the hyperrealism is important, and since the start, we're focusing a lot on in real life events, networking in space and in real life. We did quite a lot of in real life events since we started. There will be more upcoming, and for us it's really a way to connect people, and we have some pretty interesting people on board as well. Some important community members are very big entrepreneurs from the US. A very well-known cancer researcher, an engineer at Lockheed Martin. So we are quite good in what we do, and we have a very interesting crowd that's interested in what we are doing.
That's outstanding, really is. And Chip
and we have a Wiener Club as well.
Very important.
I mean, that has to be said.
And
I am XRPP is president of the Wiener Club. I have to let you guys know. It's
is anybody else aware of that, by the way? Are you the only one that's
aware? Excuse me.
Okay.
No, it's well known. Okay, I'm about to take myself off of this stream.
It starts with a it has to start somewhere. Let's face it, right? There has to be a beginning.
Well, it's an organic movement, and I think it's very interesting that XRPP got involved. I think that we are working really, really hard. We are doing something very serious. I think everybody within the space by now knows that. But we also have to be an entertainment business, and there has to be room for laughter and sarcasm, because working like this is like killing people, literally.
And here I thought I was bringing some industry experience and some insight. Here, it turns out I'm just a clown. I'm just here to amuse you guys.
Well, he turns to be out a clown with a very intelligent one, by the way. So,
thank you. I'm the intelligent clown. Okay, let me change my name here.
The intelligent clown, XRPP, the intelligent clown. Intelligent being in quotes, by the way, which is a good thing. But also too, let's talk a little bit about, so the whole idea of these lifelike, these xSPECTAR agents are incredible, but also too, there's somewhere it's going, right? There's an application where it's headed, and obviously this metaverse thing, like some of the stuff that I've seen of that, I don't know if you call it like a house or a lair. Maybe it's probably more like a lair where it's where
we call it the community hall. Initially, we called it the art gallery, but it will be the gathering place where we will display digital artists. We have an art gallery. That's one of the reasons why I will be visiting Art Basel as well, to look for real life digital artists that make one-of-ones. And it's not really too popular, but some NFTs are not art, according to me. And we are looking for real art. One of my courses at university was art history, so I'm a huge art lover. And we will be looking to partner with big artists to display them within our metaverse as well.
Yeah.
So we focus on several things. We have the digital art section, which will be released as episode 1. We decided to release in episodes because lots of metaverse projects don't show a lot, if they show anything at all. So especially the Unreal Engine 5 ones. So we will release that. It will be like some kind of proof what we have, and then give the community members the look and feel of it. The access tower will be the next phase, and we're designing the access land as well, which will be probably finished within the coming weeks, at latest at the end of the year. So in a period of 8 months, if I compare ourselves to other metaverse projects, I think we're doing pretty well.
Well, and just an update, guys. They have 8,888 agents to begin with, and they're still in pre-mint right now, and there's only 800 of these things left. So they've done quite well.
Extremely well.
Well, the thing is that we do the pre-sale, and there are several reasons why we do it strategically, marketing-wise. But I think that one of the big achievements is that we're doing it again for the second time in 6 months, and the pre-sale has been very successful until now. Sorry, and I'm very confident that we will sell out. And in comparison to other projects on the XRPL, we didn't issue IOU tokens, so we are selling the actual we call it digital assets that will become the NFTs upon mint. We started with the pre-sale 1 week before XLS 20 got launched, to give us a little bit of a pole position in the race to the finish. Another thing is that most projects were in maybe dire straits due to financial issues or like financing things. We don't have that problem at all. And the projects that like are minting now on the XRPL, they exchange their IOUs for an NFT. So they don't really get an extra income stream until secondary market sales will kick off. But lots of them aren't sold out. So I'm a little bit scared for them how secondary markets will react if there's still of the supply left,
That's a good point. Well, I mean, but again, when you think about the market and you think about maybe the timing, but you just have to love the fact that people told you not possible, don't do it, doesn't make sense. And the true entrepreneurial spirit and someone that believes strongly in what will resonate came to fruition, because that's exactly how the community's taken it. And, even people in the chat now talking about how much they love it, how much they love you, to me, it's a real great testament to what you guys are building. And these projects come along every once in a while, but this one really has a lot of depth, a lot of vision to it. But more so, I sometimes get hung up in looking at all the xSPECTAR agents, right? Because there's something just a little different about them. There's like some kind of a headgear, something happening that's, it just kind of draws you in. It's like there's so much creativity going on. And so, what I'd like to see this project is just really bloom and just cross everywhere, as far as because let's face it, just like we look at Bitcoin, we never forget. They say, the saying goes, you never forget the man who dug the well. Bitcoin dug the well for all digital assets. Maybe Bored Apes was one of the predecessors, but as projects evolve and grow and get bigger, that's really what xSPECTAR is, and it's a pretty cool project. Let me ask you this next one. Where do you see the project? Like, where do you guys see yourselves, let's say 1 year from now? Where do you think you're going to be, or what's your vision of where you'd like to go?
Well, I think that in about a year, we will have lots of things that can be used. So the metaverse will be there. The land sales will be done. We always are very careful with predictions because, developers and timing, difficult combination. But I think in the coming year to 2 years, we will have a pretty decent finished product. And in the meantime, we're not sitting still. We have the metaverse aspect. We will be doing the in real life events to continue community building. We are doing lots of marketing efforts even after our sellout. We will keep on doing that to stimulate secondary markets, of course, which makes it interesting. And I guess that's something else. One thing, I'm a property developer, so one thing that we'll be focusing on is do some side projects for our NFT holders, for the community. And we have some properties in the south of Italy. We're looking at tokenizing the shares of that company. It's a fully functional business with employees, with proven track record, with yield, no loans running on. So it's a good business, and we will try to tokenize it and make it available for our NFT holders to become part of the success that we have had in real estate. It will probably have to be done by a securities offering. So there are some limitations. We have to well, we all know the SEC Ripple case and how important it is for crypto in general, something that lots of people don't realize. Lots of people still don't know the difference between Ripple, XRP, and the XRPL, by the way, but that's something else. But playing by the rules, if we know what we have to do for a securities offering, well, we will look into it, and our lawyers are currently working on it. So every community member will be able to become a partial owner of a real estate company which does short-term rentals on Airbnb and Booking, for example. And we have like a yield of 23% yearly, which is a pretty decent amount in
That's incredible.
That's
real
really
estate.
nice.
Yeah, and the south of Italy is a very nice place to go to. The region is called Puglia. Very authentic, nice wine, good food, very cheap until now. Lots of olive trees, but there are some in the vicinity where we have the buildings. There are some major hotel chains that are. That have plans and that we are constructing. We have Roccoforte Group, we have Bulgari Hotels, and Four Seasons, by the way, at less than 10 miles from where we are. So.
That's really great to hear, because one of the things that we like to look at, we look at the real world project, right? What's one of the things that the SEC tried to claim in regard to the XRPL is that it had no use case. That XRP has no use case outside of what Ripple is doing. And we're seeing more and more real world projects proving over and over again that the XRPL is a real world use case. And even just in crypto in general, as you're mentioning, the tokenization of real estate, the tokenization of a real estate company. We recently just saw Roofstock sell a property as an NFT, and they sold it, on the blockchain as an NFT, and the property sold. And it's amazing to see the progression that we're moving in here. I think it would be amazing to talk more about that, as well as the xSPECTAR project. But there's a comment that is to the XRPP intelligent clown. This came from Jim D, supporter here on the chain. Needs some satirists to submit an amicus curiae a paper in the SEC Ripple case in support of the SEC from a communist foreign government and central banking cartel. So there's a great idea for
that's a good idea, and I could write something like that. But I did just publish an article on Crypto Town Crier that said the SEC finally had an amicus brief in their favor from the mafia. So that's already kind of been done.
Well, I was in contact with Jeremy Hogan yesterday, by the way, and I asked him what the deadline was to file the amicus brief. I don't think it would be a big difference if xSPECTAR would file one, but it would be a nice addition and a big marketing stunt as well, to be honest. But we looked into it, but I think that we are a bit short in timing. But yeah, I think it's a huge thing that I think there are 11 or 12,
but
that the community starts understanding the importance for everyone.
And look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. You have dozens and dozens and dozens of projects that are building on the XRP ledger and using XRP and making tokens on the XRP ledger and making NFTs now, and they're trying to go about their business. Do they, excuse my French, but do they give a shit about what Ripple is doing? They do not. They don't. They're building on decentralized ledger technology, utilizing the native asset on that ledger. It has nothing to do with this Silicon Valley company, Ripple, who has their own business plan. We're trying to build on the XRP ledger. And I'll tell you what, because of the quality of that technology and the ease of use of it, people are going to continue to build on it, and it's going to have nothing to do with Ripple.
Jeff, this is one intelligent clown right here.
Sorry, Chip. One of the important things to prove that is that xSPECTAR as a project, we are running 2 validator nodes. We have a full history node on the XRPL as well. And thanks to the XRPL Foundation, they put us on their UNL list. and they took a Ripple validator off in favor for an xSPECTAR one. So I think that's one of the things that proves that the XRPL is fully decentralized and has nothing to do with Ripple.
And here's the xSPECTAR in value of XRP right here. It's on the DEX, on the XRP DEX, and then you can pull it up on Sologenic. So your xSPECTAR token is alive and well, it looks like.
Well, it's very stable, and I always tell people, do your own research, look at it as a long-term thing, and if you want to be part of the community, you're welcome. If not,
yep.
Also all right.
Exactly. So I got to tell you, it's what I think is amazing, and I did pull this up here, but this is pretty much, this is the one we were talking about earlier, the Cryptoton Crier, that just almost got me one time. I saw it quoted in an article early days when this first came out. But here you go, right here. The Mafia submits first amicus brief for the SEC and the XRP, the Ripple XRP case. And look at those fine fellows right there. They certainly look legit. I'm sure there's nothing weird going on there. And that guy looks a little familiar right there. So
our friend Tony.
My reporters and my photographers, I mean, they really are the best in the business.
They certainly are.
And my writers too. I mean, look at that.
And also too, there it is right there. That logo right there looks, I mean, incredible. Yeah, so going to bat for their team during the 9th inning of the case, the notorious La Cosa Nostra, commonly known as the Mafia, submitted its first amicus brief in support of the Securities and Exchange Commission in their legal battle. And that was something funny that Jeremy Hogan put up. He's like, so SEC doesn't have not one in its favor, not one person filed on their behalf.
No.
Dirk, what was the deadline? What was the deadline that Jeremy Hogan said?
I think it was in the final days. He told me probably some of them will be filed too late as well.
I thought he mentioned something
the
November
deadline
11th.
is the 11th.
Is that it?
The deadline is the 11th.
11th,
Yeah.
okay.
So next Friday. Or this.
So next Friday, because even we talked about it too, because when people watch the stream and they're using Coil, it's streaming micropayments. So we actually will, after every show, we do receive some. Dirk's doing a deal behind the scenes over there, watching this live.
Oh, he's
right
always
here.
working. He's
You see what I'm saying? Like he's putting together some kind of a deal right here,
If you could just
probably with the
pan
new
that
housing
camera
project
just
that he's
a
working
bit to
on.
the left, you would
trying
see a
to-
whole bunch of guys.
Well,
in suits.
actually, I wasn't really well prepared, and I see that my battery of my laptop is almost dead. So somebody's going to bring me my charger, but no worries.
I thought you had some fiat currency there, and you were like, "Hey, how about a bagel over there?"
You're not connected with the guys that
I thought you were
filed,
going to send somebody over to the pub to get you maybe a Guinness or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It is Amsterdam, so it could be anything.
Right, you never know what you're. So Liz Taylor, also a member here on the chain, she's saying, "I'm so interested once the real estate tokens start up." So, man, you guys are onto some really amazing things here. Now, so we talked about the real estate. I've got your xSPECTAR roadmap pulled up, and I'm interested to know kind of where along the roadmap you guys are right now, and do you feel that you're ahead of schedule? Are you on schedule? And what's the next big thing that we're expecting? Like, if I was looking at this roadmap, where do you guys fall at this point?
Well, I think that we're somewhere at Q4. We have yesterday we listed, by the way, on L-Bank. We have Bitrue, Maxi, and Bitmart that we already listed on. Next week, it's a bit premature, but the deal is signed. So next week we will have another a centralized exchange listing. So 5 decent exchanges in less than 7 months. I think that's the first as well. The Access Lock Rewards program will be launched next week. As well, the marketplace will be probably at the end of the month, hopefully at latest. The in real life event we do shortly after Ripple Swell in London in the luggage room, elected as one of the world's best bars. You can still apply if you want to come. The avatar software will be probably postponed until early January. Art Basel is there. The tower sale will also be for this year, and the plots as well. So we have lots of things upcoming. I'm still not not really happy with the site. We updated the site recently. I'm perfectionist, and we will be working on it, but we have our hands full with the pre-sale. If you go to the homepage and you click enter, by the way, you can see the 3D intro that our artist Mao made as well. We wanted to have it a little bit dynamic. We didn't put it as a first page because it was quite difficult to load on some mobile devices. Yeah, enter.
Yeah, click on enter.
Yeah, well, we've been working hard to optimize it for all kinds of devices. It wasn't very easy, but the content of the website will be updated very soon
See
as
if
well.
I can pull it up offline.
Have it
Oh, there
here.
we go. I think somehow I got a glitch in my connection. Maybe Chip, you got it better on your side.
Yeah, so here we go.
It's a
As you
bit
can
of a
see-
dynamic 3D experience yeah.
There you go.
So you can see it's moving around the vision, and as you scroll, it kind of takes you through this journey, which is pretty cool. I love how they look like they're. Let me go back here for a second. How they're almost like glass looking. There you go, right there. And if you guys are on the podcast, we're just basically going through a 3D experience through our website. So we're kind of zooming in and out of, the xSPECTAR agents. They almost look like glass. And of course, through the About Us and our NFTs, pre-mint, metaverse, how to buy a token, sort of that scenario. But this is kind of cool, man. So again, this is also very unique as well, too. I even like how it blurs out as it kind of like pulls off there. But you guys put a lot of thought and energy into this. This is just like, and this takes a lot of time to build. This isn't just like, well, let's do a cool 3D experience. Yeah, you got to build it, you got to envision it, you got to optimize it and all that. So
the problem is with good ideas is that you can have very good ideas or strategies, but to actually implement them or to have a good idea, and then the consequences of having that idea are not always easy to deal with. We can say we want a 3D experience website, but we have to be able to get it to people on a mobile device in a good way. So there are always things to resolve last minute, and we were well prepared. But I have to say, every day things are changing, and we have to constantly evolve and improve. So we're working relentlessly with all of the team, almost day and night, 24/7.
So here's a question. Anybody here saying, I bought an NFT and I have 2 land plots. What can I do with the land plots?
Well, we have some secrets, of course, and we will release more and more info in the coming weeks. Well, you can compare the metaverse of the xSPECTAR-verse with some kind of Decentraland sandbox style metaverse, but we will have it in Unreal Engine 5 and the hyperrealism. So you will be able to build something on there, to have your own business, to attract people, to rent it out, to create your own. To let your creativity go. And one of the big differences, I think, is that most metaverses are focused on the social aspect. We as well, but we want to attract businesses to the metaverse as well. And more than only advertising, because I think that advertising is interesting, but if you have enough people in there. So I think that we have some nice features for businesses to give them reasons why they want to be involved and why they want to be in there. So that's something that will be coming very soon.
That's very good. Guys, I just wanted to say, if you're just joining us here, we have guests, XRP, The Standard Productions. We have Dirk, who is the founder of the xSPECTAR project, which is NFTs and metaverse. Jeff.
Yeah, here's another comment from Liz Taylor. It may sound weird, but have you thought about doing commemorative NFTs? I'd like to have one of my father that I own, maybe as a soldier. I know it sounds weird. That's what, but it sounds interesting.
No, I think
So
it's an interesting thing to have some kind of memory which is immortalized on the blockchain. We have spoken about that, by the way, and we could make the custom PFPs, by the way. The problem is that they take about 40 hours of work to create them, and our main issue was we made some. We made David Schwartz, Brad Garlinghouse, Monica Long, Jeremy Hogan, John Deaton. So we could do it. The thing is, our main question was, will people be willing to pay for it, because they are expensive to create. Even if we would sell them at cost price, it's still quite a bit, and it's due to the labor.
I think what Liz was maybe thinking was, you know, with reference to her father having something like, in other words, she would, if people could go ahead and purchase that. So in other words, she would be the purchaser, right? She would purchase it for, and it wasn't something. But again, maybe the
what kind of cost? What kind of cost
prohibitive.
is there? Yeah, what does that cost look like?
It's got to be pretty pricey.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. I have to calculate a little bit, but I think the cost at this stage is around 7,000 XRP.
So it's
And
not
that's
cost
the
prohibitive
cost. That's
necessarily.
without making any profits. So
Right.
it's a difficult
Yeah.
one.
So
You
let's
know,
say if you market it out there, $10,000,
yeah.
you know, would
But
be,
it,
you know,
it
to all of a
depends
sudden-
on what's being done. Like if it's a 3D graphical design of her father as a soldier, that might take a while for an artist to do, like Mal. But if she's just somehow uploading an image and converting that into an NFT on the XRPL, that would be a different thing.
It's an interesting concept, by the way.
Well,
It's
maybe
a
we
nice
have the
way to
first
honor something.
official. Maybe this might be the first official one. You know, Liz has been a big time, you know, early supporter of the show, and also, you know, Jeff and I have got to know her pretty well too. But it might be kind of an interesting type of a project, you know, and her dad being, you know, as far as you know, as a soldier, might be kind of an interesting. You never know. I mean, it might be
as
kind
a
of a
3D
Get us in
commemorative.
touch with Liz, and we'll see what we can do.
yeah. We'll
I'll
go ahead
ask
and do
her
that.
this now, and
Yeah.
we're all
Well-
about giving back as well. So maybe it's a good start for.
Now, I don't know about if it makes sense for someone like Jeff and I, right? Can you imagine us as an XSPECTAR agent? I don't know about that, but I mean,
like
can
it.
you?
I
mean, could
want one with an eye patch.
Yeah, I want to wear a funny hat, so you know.
Our artist Mao is working on his avatar software, which will be very similar to MetaHuman from Epic, but way user friendly. So I hope that we will have it
There you go.
ready very soon, and our holders will get first access to the beta version as well, free, so they can experiment and create their own chip. You're looking very
So
nice.
Ma,
Are you-
let's do this.
are you
Like, just
sponsored?
take a snapshot right here. Here's what mine's gonna look like, just like this, right? It'll be like the hat with the thing, and people would love it because it has the Ripple logo. And they won't even know who it is. They'll be like, "Is that XRPP, the handsome and brilliant satirist?" But they might not know. I mean, it's possible. I
XRPP,
mean,
one question to you. Are those
Yes.
guys sponsored because they both have like citric trees in the background? Are they trying to sell us something? Or is
We're
it,
selling unregistered lemon securities.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
Yeah,
that's
I
selling,
was
how
gonna
you
it
know,
say,
it was about.
is that a tip of your hat to the Howie test? I mean, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the orange tree sounded a little unlikely. It started off with Jeff had the lemon tree, and he was always bragging about it. So I had to get a bigger one, and then I put one, you know, and so people come in there like, "What the hell are the lemons?" It's
Yeah, why do you have
usually
lemon trees?
starts as an inside joke. It runs way too long and forever, and
Now, someone told me that those backgrounds are actually fake, and I said, no. I said Jeff is going to go back there and lay on that couch for us.
I will do that
so
one
Jeff,
day.
Jeff, take it away.
Jeff, go ahead.
I'll do
Well,
that one day.
Yeah, I mean, but is the lemon tree real? Hell yeah, the lemon tree's real. But yeah, everything's good. Is the hat real? Of course it is, man. I mean, right there.
By
And
the way,
sometimes
guys, I don't know if you saw it, but XRPP is up to something because he launched some kind of a light paper with a DS private collection. I wasn't aware of it at all. Apparently, he has been drawing some kind of portrait of me in the past.
Now, look, I wasn't going to talk about this, but now that Dirk has brought it up, as you well know, I mean, I've been a world renowned artist since the 90s. I decided to make a journey to the mountains of Nepal, and I was there for 20 years. And I said, look, I'm going to create something that the world has never seen. And ladies and gentlemen, Skip, let me finish. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the DS private collection coming soon to a marketplace near you.
where's the
The
preview?
most brilliant, painstakingly created NFTs that I think anyone has ever seen. You can look at my tweet, but just you haven't seen anything yet. You just wait.
All right, let me show this. This looks like it might be something here. Let me just double check. Is this it right here? It looks like I have something right here. Let's see. Let's see. It goes right here. You please quit messaging me.
Oh,
Ask when
it's-
XRP.
It's constant. I mean, people, my DMs are full. Okay, you might want to put on some welding goggles or something, because the sheer brilliance of these NFTs, you can't stare at them for too long.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that I can tell. But man, and the photorealism is just incredible, right? So,
well, thank you.
Well, you can
no
almost
bit
interact
mapping.
with this NFT. I mean, you can almost touch him on his beautiful face.
That is a sure thing.
He's
And
almost
man, what a
speaking
handsome
to you.
jacket too, right?
Oh, look at that.
Luckily, I have the jacket. By the way, I think XRPP is serious about it, and I'm not really involved, but we will support it as xSPECTAR. And I don't know if you guys saw his light paper. It's very light, by the way, but well, he will be focusing on charity and. Well, I won't engage in portrait rights lawsuits and stuff. I will be supporting him as well. There are only 888, very exclusive, and apparently they will be used for some kind of charity. So I'm fully supportive of that as well.
Nice.
Thank you. And I don't tell Dirk all of my secrets and secret plans, but yes, there will be a significant charitable donation made from the sales of these brilliant pieces of artwork. You almost can't call them artwork. They're some kind of a different medium. I mean, they're otherworldly.
Otherworldly.
But yes,
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of upset that you would even suggest that it might not be real. No, this is very real, and it is coming to a marketplace near you. More on that soon.
Man, I cannot wait for this project to unfold, because this again has a lot of good thought. I couldn't find the light paper. It might have been that light. I could have missed it. I might have sneezed and missed it. I don't know what happened, but it's got to be out there somewhere. My goodness,
I was expecting to see a stick figure.
No, this is actually. Listen, I got to give credit where credit's due. Look at that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is that a diamond in the background right there? We're talking about diamond hands right over here. What is that shining, beautiful, majestic?
That is the diamond of diamonds. Let's put it that way.
Okay, the diamonds of diamonds. We have two diamonds in this shot right here, right? We have the figure, and then we've got the diamond in the background. So there's a lot of myth and some lore here that you have to kind of break down. So it's not just on its face. There's some stuff going on in there. There's a lot of mythology, I think. Symbolism, if you will.
Yeah, I hope there is one where I'm wearing white gloves.
Oh, jeez. Well, I don't know, man.
I do have one where you're wearing one sequined glove.
Ooh, that sounds reminiscent of something. Does he have some moves, Dirk? You got some moves for us that you can,
Yes.
you know?
Oh no, dude, don't do this.
Some moonwalking, maybe. Because I'd like to see that XRPP, the handsome, brilliant satirist. I'd love to see maybe one where Dirk's wearing that one glove and doing that little moonwalk with the, that would be kind of a.
We're going to release that when the metaverse is in full swing.
Yeah, because that one has to be appreciated, right? And kind of a live thing. And we talk about, you put moon in anything, it's a moonwalk. It's like, whoa. I mean, especially with the XRP community, the xSPECTAR community, we all love that word moon. It's just a beautiful.
IT Tech is saying, when are we minting the xSPECTAR agents? After pre-mint or later?
Yeah, well, it will be after pre-mint, so later, but not much later. We are focusing on the pre-sale for now. Normally it runs until next Sunday. Today, the last 24 hours of the pre-sale at 666.6 XRP are now ongoing. Well, within 30 hours approximately, the price will go up to 777.7 until next Sunday. But if I look at the numbers, I'm very confident that we will sell out in the next few days. Yeah, it's an interesting journey, and then we move on to the next phase. Our minting will be done within a few weeks when we have our own marketplace fully up and running, and we have our reasons for that. We had our reasons to do the pre-mint pole position in sales, but we also had our reasons to wait a little bit with the marketplace and the actual minting. As we know, lots of projects and marketplaces went online last Monday, and there were some to be expected issues, and we absolutely want to avoid that. We're not in a rush. We wanted to see how the ledger was holding. Perfect, apparently, but lots of marketplaces had a few problems. And I think that what you guys said, looking at Bored Apes, Decentraland, Sandbox, we're not inventing the hot water, but we are looking at several projects, taking the best out of them and improving them and make it one nice project to our community holders. And the same thing is the concept is that we are doing with the marketplace. We're looking from a little bit of distance how things evolve. We are quite confident that we have things ready, but we will release shortly after.
Look at that right there. Hang on a second. I just want to say, like, if you look at the bucket hat right there, you pull that bucket hat down, you flip out that XRP for an on-the-chain logo, and we're like halfway there already. I mean, look at the bucket hat's there. I mean, it's like
we're yeah, you'd never know.
We're getting there. 413. It could be, 777. So there you go, right there.
That could be Chip.
There you go, man. It could be just like that. I was like, I got the metaverse jacket on. Looks like one of those university type jackets. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing right there. So, yeah. What else we got there?
Daniel Velota, Unchained Elephants. He's got a pretty amazing project. They're raising funds to help rescue and save elephants over in Thailand. We had Daniel on. DNI, also a big supporter of what Daniel's doing over there in helping to save the elephants in Thailand. It's a big project, big issue. He's saying would love to collab with XRPP to rescue an elephant here in Thailand. It's a great initiative.
Well, I definitely I must say the Thailand elephants were a little bit off of my radar, probably for a lot of people, and I'm not minimizing that at all. I'm just saying but I would be happy to speak with him because there's other projects that XRPP is going to be involved with in the future. So that's definitely on the table.
Have you seen
I like projects that are charitable. Obviously we want to do things that are entrepreneurial and that people have fun with, but when you add that charitable aspect, I think it makes it all the better.
Well, I think that all three of them, the fun side, the serious building side, and the charity side has to be one whole, and that creates the enthusiasm of the community. And let's be honest, without the community, we would never be able to do what we are doing. So
yeah, so it takes community support, and it's great to see how the community rallies around a project and really contributes. And just in prep for the show, looking at a lot of the comments on the tweets you put out, it's an appreciation, but it's really, there's a lot of what we call it fanboys, but it's when you see that with a project, it really kind of tells you something about the depth of it. And that's what's been really fun for us too, is kind of watching you from the announcement to where you are today in just a few short months, really crushing it. And like you said, guys, if you are really interested in getting one of these xSPECTAR agents, they're going to sell out and the price is going to go up. It's not financial advice, but sometimes, there's ebb and flow of the token. And the way it works now is that in the market we're in, I know, Dirk, you said it's stable, but at some point that could easily move upwards as well, which is probably just the way we go look at history. It's probably more apt to move up than anything else at some point. So again, guys, if you're interested in getting one of these agents, don't wait too long because they will sell out, and you'll be like, yeah, I just saw them on the channel. We should have got one of those. So,
well, we need to hook up with these.
Yeah, we need to get one for the OTC.
For US buyers.
By the way, the connection between XRPP and xSPECTAR was meant to be, because our first statement of starting the project was released on the 1st of April, and that was also very well thought through, of course.
And that's very true. And I've actually been messaging with Dirk for quite a while, and he and I both had the downtown New York advertisement at the same time. He had the xSPECTAR billboard, and right after that, I had my XRPP billboard up. So we've been messaging for a while, but it like a lot of people, it took me just a minute to figure out, okay, what's the project, and to once I realized how big this project was and the vision and the people involved, then it was like, okay, great. XRPP is cutting edge. XRPP wants to be involved in this.
Yeah. Okay. And there you have it. Dirk, any comment on that?
Yeah, no. Jeremy Hogan advised me to say nothing on this respect.
Okay.
Did he advise you specifically against me, or
No, in general.
Oh.
Yeah, general. There you go. Nice one. Nice recovery.
By the way, not all. I mean, some people say that all of the DMs that I present are fake, and I dispute that. But I actually do get some pretty interesting DMs. I just got a DM from someone who's the head of another XRP Ledger project, and he wanted Dirk to know, don't worry, no one gets any effing help from Ripple to build something. Just just so you know, I can't name names, but it's another big project on the XRPL that someone wants you to know you're not alone.
Speaking about other projects, I won't say names, but I think you're referring to somebody that we got to know last week quite well in Malta.
I can't confirm or deny that, Dirk.
Well,
maybe,
no.
I don't know.
Well, we will be doing something with those guys, probably. We have been speaking about metaverse online casino within the xSPECTAR verse, and it would make sense to partner up with one of the biggest projects on the XRPL. So yeah, let's see what the future brings.
And this, I gotta say, I'm a big xSPECTAR supporter, obviously, but this gets me more excited than anything. The reaching across the aisle and working with other XRPL projects, it's truly exciting, and it truly could be something special.
Well, some projects are very protective, and there is some tribalism also in between XRPL projects. But we were always very open, transparent, communicative. We will make mistakes, probably. We maybe have done some, but we were always very open and very. We always put our cards on the table, and we always reached out to other projects, and we're willing to collaborate with anybody on the XRPL. We're all very early, and the only thing to make the XRPL and the projects built on it grow is to collaborate, without any doubt.
That's awesome. So Dan Weiss was asking, he said, are the agents designed by someone or are they randomly generated?
They are designed. Not individually, of course. But we have like 976 plus trades. So we were quite enthusiastic on creating them, and we could have made automatically generation, and we could have made billions of combinations. So our main problem was to select some of them and have the 8,808 that we like the most, but we could make almost an infinite amount of NFTs.
And I suggested that there be like a bad British teeth trait, a cross-eyed trait. I thought they were good ideas, but Dirk didn't think so.
Any other traits you were dreaming up there? XRP the philanthropist? Anything you have?
No, that was it.
There's got to be some other traits out there that you might, because then we start getting into there could be all kinds of weird stuff out there. I'm not even gonna go there.
Mark Phillips, loving the conversation. Great guest.
Well, Mark, I think that's again one of the important things that we are. We are four quite intelligent people, very serious people, 3.5 maybe, but we are doing real serious business, and we know how to run a company. But there has to be time to make fun as well, and I think that the combination is really nice.
Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, there's going to be some time. It's one of the things that people on this show, they like, you guys laugh a lot. It's like, sometimes, especially in the marketplace, look, we like to look at projects that we think are just incredible. And it's really, what a treat to have both of you guys on here. And this is what's great about Twitter. People can talk a lot of things about Twitter, like, Twitter can be crazy, but some of the best things happen on Twitter. And the way this came together was, if I remember correctly, it was a tweet that was put out, and then XRPP said, yeah, I'd love to come on with, bring my new best friend, Dirk. And then I was like, guys, what a great idea. And then come on. And then it came together, and here you guys are. And this is what I love about the Twitterverse and what I love about the community. It's a great tight-knit community. People can say what they want. Jeff and I don't particularly like the word army. Sounds like domination. So we like the word XRP community, xSPECTAR community, family, if you will, because we all have this like-mindedness and to pursue, and whatever our reasons are, but pursue excellence, pursue use case, pursue, something that's outstanding. And that's really.
And if I could drop the satire for a minute,
please.
I don't know if I ever can or not. I'm not sure. It's be a good challenge. But no, a lot of us have known each other for quite a while, and there's a lot of even though we don't know each other personally, some of us do, but we've known each other for a while in this kind of online community, and we have a common interest in this asset and this ledger and these projects, and we've joked with each other, and we've shared news, and we've had more ups and downs than any other community, I think, especially like crypto community I'm talking about. And so we've been through a lot together, and we've known each other for a long time. And it has become quite, I think it's become quite special.
Yeah, agreed. Well said, man. It was really well said. It is special, but sometimes because sometimes people talk a lot about the Twitterverse, and Dirk, I would imagine too that just what you've seen transpire as far as this project and maybe some other projects you're working on, that it's a pretty good sounding board at times. Yeah, it can get a little crazy sometimes, but what are some moments that maybe stick out to you as far as, maybe the xSPECTAR project, anything that kind of like sticks out in your head as far as, some, people on Twitter at all?
Well, in general, we have very good experiences, and all our tweets get good engagement and everything. So one of the things that really struck me was David Schwartz following me and xSPECTAR. And then last week, I guess, when he was saying, answering to one of XRPP's tweets, that he pre-minted one as well. So that was a very nice moment. Crypto Airy also always very nice. But there are the most impressive moments were some negative ones. We have to deal with some really, really crazy people. So to all of you guys, be very careful, because maybe 90% are very nice people, but there are some very strange guys running around there, and we all have to be very careful.
Yeah, well said. Well said. So, out of respect for your time and everything else, but this has been really an unbelievable conversation. We're loving the xSPECTAR project, where it's going, your development, the minting. There's going to be so many great things that we see coming from you guys in the near future. And then here we have XRPL Demon said xSPECTAR has started where others plan to end up, New York Times Square. So you guys are, just getting ready to crush it.
Yes, we are.
Beautiful. Well said. And XRPP David Schwartz, any final comments from you? And thank you for coming on as well.
Thank you for having me, Skip. Kef, I appreciate it as always. It's been a joy to have you guys share a space with me. Hopefully this won't be my last. I know that BitBoy has really liked my material recently. So,
he has, yeah.
He's really enjoyed reposting my stuff as his.
Right.
So he might want to have me on his show soon as well, so that I can say the things and then he can say them as his own after me.
Right.
Well, I was on there a couple of days ago, and he actually asked about you. So he asked me if you would be available to do like a duo performance next time.
Yeah, I'm game. I'm game. Let's do it. xSPECTAR to the moon.
The moon, baby. Yeah. So both of you, really appreciate you guys both being on here, coming on the chain, and really kind of short notice, and how it kind of evolved on Twitter. So thank you very much. Jeff, I'll give you final words.
Well, that's that. Appreciate you guys being on. We also appreciate all of our supporters out there, all the people that join us early Saturday mornings and then evenings that come on, because at the end of the day, we have the best and the brightest of all crypto YouTube space gather here with us. So it's a great pool of people to be able to interact with on a regular basis here on the chain with the On the Chain family. DS, XRPP, Izzy, David Schwartz. We're not 100% sure, but we appreciate you guys coming on with us.
Loves all of you. Yeah. Dirk, any final words from you?
Well, I hope to see you guys in Miami very soon, and I hope to be on the show again. It has been a very nice experience. XRPP, thank you for joining us as well. And everybody that would have questions or is interested in the project, check out our website, white paper, DM us, jump in Discord, and we'll speak very soon.
Sounds good.
Thank you, guys. And DS and I are going to go to a hookah bar right now. I'm actually in the room next to him. So
Beautiful.
We're going to have fun.
Great.
I hope you guys have fun the rest of the day.
And also, guys, hang out for 1 minute after the show closes. We're just going to do a minute of debrief, but hang out. Don't leave just yet. Thank you guys both for being here. We would love to meet up with you at Art Basel in Miami, which is a very famous art show and it gets bigger and bigger every year. But we'd love to do that, Dirk. XRPP loves all of you. Great to have you on as well. And so from all of us, guys, have a good one. We are out. And hang out, guys, for a little bit, okay?
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.